Welcome back to Rev Atlanta. I'm John the Finisher. Today we're going to talk about paint correction, what it is, and why you need it. We're here with this Nissan Armada. This car came to us from a client. They wanted to know why the car was so scratched up and what they could do to rid it of these scratches. We recommended our 2-stage paint correction and our self-healing coating by Revivify. So today I'm going to kind of walk you through the steps as far as cleaning up this panel. Before we apply the coating, we want to make sure that the paint is pristine. Once we clean up the panel and apply that coating, whatever defects are left in the panel are going to still be there. So we want to make sure it's as close to perfect before we apply the coating. So right now what we're doing is called compounding. We're going to use the grittiest of our polishes right now to kind of dig into that surface layer of the clear coat and remove any scratches that are in that top layer of clear. If you look right here, we've got a deeper scratch. It's a little bit deeper than the rest, so we're going to pay some little extra attention to this area in the middle of this correction. You know, what's happening during this process is as this orbital spins, it's generating heat. That heat allows us to kind of meld into the clear coat. At the same time that's happening, the grit from the compound is digging in the clear coat to take us down to the surface level of the scratch. We're going to do our first wipe and diagnose. All right, seems like we got that scratch for the most part. It's all gone. I don't see anything else. Maybe a slight little line here. We'll be able to remove that with our second step when we polish. But for now, we're going to keep cutting scratches on this door. Right there. That's what we need. All right. Cool. Just can't keep the pad clean. So also get the hairs stirred up so that they continue to function. Too much product on your pad will definitely render your pad incapable of cutting into the paint. So we just want to make sure there's not too much, knock off any excess that's there. So burning the paint is when you're putting too much pressure on the buffer or you have too aggressive of a pad and compound combination. A lot of times it's an experience, to be honest with you. Now we have these nice Rupes machines, man. You burn something with one of these, man, you were really trying to do it. Now, starting to get a little bit of clarity. What you'll notice is the scratches will get finer and finer and finer as we move. I'm gonna finish into the cutting process, which is step 1. We're gonna leave step 2 out because that's what makes us who we are. We'll get back to you with the finished product. big car compared to what we work on usually. I haven't broken this big boy 21 out in a while. I know a lot of y'all 15 and everything, but you know, sometimes you gotta break out the big dog. Actually, really, this is the big dog, which I'm not gonna show y'all me using this, but that's that secret sauce right there.
You find newer cars coming in, do you feel like the new paint on vehicles any good?
Yeah, typically what you see with new cars is cars come from the factory and, you know, after the machine paints the car, it's gonna go to a person, a human. And then that human is gonna do the denibbing process. They're gonna do the buffing and the polish. By the time the car has gotten to me, it's probably been buffed and polished at the factory, buffed and polished at the dealership, or at least waxed. And it's probably been washed several times by the time it gets to me, even if it's coming straight from the dealership. So some of our clients buy new cars and assume that there won't have to be any polishing taking place, and it's just not the case. It's quite the contrary. Yeah, no, if you buy a new car, expect to have some level of correction or polishing done before you have any paint protection film or ceramic coating installed. I've been polishing cars now probably about 20 years. I'll tell you a couple things I did in the beginning or vice versa. One thing is, back then I used to be really scared to press down on the polisher, right? So pressure is a big part of what we do here. So I'm not so scared. We push down on the polisher nice and hard, evenly distributed 4 to 6 pounds of pressure on the polisher. Man, I don't even lie, I've always been pretty good at this, man. So ain't much I did back then. I learned from some guys that were a lot older than me and taught me how to run a high speed at an early age. So when they came out with these random orbitals, man, I mean, it just makes the job easier. I still run my high speed, it's right here. And we will break it out if we run into something where we need it. Well, it takes a little time, but you gotta get into that clear, dig into that clear. Yeah, we're gonna get some glass in a minute though. We ain't got to glass house yet. We're on our way though. All right, we're getting closer. Overall, this door looks pretty good, but there is a scratch right here that I'm pretty sure the camera probably won't pick up, and they probably would never see it outside, but I gotta go after it because that's just who I am. Just thinking about this scratch before I go to bed. Trench one more time. I think we can polish everything else out. Let's move to a big blue pad. Throw me that white polish right there. Thank you. Appreciate that, sir. We're at the second stage of polishing. After this, we're gonna slap our last little light coat of polish on, which will be with a soft pad, and that's just gonna give it back that black color, that deep black. If you pay attention, right here in this area right here is where we had that big scratch, and it should be gone 100% now. I don't see any remnant of it left.
This is glass, dude.
Yeah. A little handy dandy wireless polisher for our soft polish. This is what gave you that black. Now we're entering the glass world. We're getting close. Yeah, I always get a kick out of when I can give somebody their used car back to them, but looking better than it did the day they bought it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But we did pretty much what we would call a two-step on this car, which was a cut and polish. You see the results. You've got a good before and after indicator, kind of right here side by side with this door and this door. We got nothing going on here, and we got a world of hurt right here. So, all right, appreciate you guys for tuning in for the correction little section. We got more stuff on the way. We'll see you on the next one. Please like, subscribe, comment. We will give you some feedback if you give us some.